Played a couple rounds of Wordle. There's an E. There's 2 E's in this one. Oh, I should have this in like 3 or less. Hey, what a great day. I could definitely take a second round of this day. You see, because... No! You let me have my moment! Hello, friend. Steve Dangle here, and welcome to another edition of Steve's Hat Picks, where we take a look at the best from around the NHL over the past week. What should we start with? You know? Like, what are you feeling? What's the vibe? Here is specifically what producer Nick told me, and it's important to tell you. Leafs slay their first-round demons, Tavares OT goal. Thanks, I know. Put it in brackets so I wouldn't forget. Can't have fun with this. I plan to. And then, at the end, he said, I could have anything I want. Okay, well, how about we show it first?
And it's played for Shen, who's missed his pass, but Tavares keeps it going, and it's John Tavares behind the net. Coming out in front, John scores! John Tavares! They finally caught lightning in a bottle! And the Maple Leafs have broken the 19-year curse!
How about the goaltender, though? Samsonov again, a great story. Here's the quick little turnaround off the skate of Radish in front. Vasilevsky never even saw it. But how about Morgan Riley? He said, can the D be aggressive, continue to go to the area?
That was great. The next thing I want is for you to show it again.
It's John Tavares behind the net. Coming out in front. John scores! John Tavares! They finally caught lightning in a bottle! And the Maple Leafs have broken the 19-year curse!
And then I think I want to see my reaction from Watch the NHL on Sportsnet with Steve Dangle, presented by Bet365.
In the corner, gets it back to Tavares.
Coming out in front, John scores!
On!
And it goes in! It goes in! They've done it! The Leafs have finally done it! For the first time since 2004, the Leafs advance to the second round! Let's go! Let's go! Oh my God! Finally! Come on! Yes! Yes!
You got a bunch of balls of celebration, one for the goal scorer, how about the goaltender, though? Samson
If you want to see a slightly more reserved reaction, here's Sheldon Keefe in the Toronto Maple Leafs bench.
even saw it. But how about Morgan Riley? He said, can the D be aggressive, continue to go to the area?
And how about Dubas? I want to say, where's Dubas?
Leap, Sheldon Keefe, you don't think there's been some pent-up energy watching from the past spots. One of the most difficult things to do, and as Austin Matthews said...
Oh, and he's with Spezza. It's Dubas and Spezza. The other guy's Brandon Pridham. People keep asking who the other guy is. This is Brandon Pridham. Let's see. I want me with a dinosaur. What's he got on the screen right now? Is it me with a dinosaur? Did he put me with a dinosaur? Is it cool? I didn't specify what dinosaur. I think it's important to let creative people do their art. And lastly, I want Felix Potvin looking at me like he's proud of me and that I've done my best. Can you do that for me, producer Nick? Can you... Did he do it? I'm so happy, dude. The Leafs, after 19 years, win a playoff series. That's a hat pick. For our next hat pick, it's rare that there is such a consensus among the fans. This is both a hat pick and a dang it, so we will be looking at it 2 different ways this week. The Florida Panthers beat the Boston Bruins, and not just beat the President's Trophy record-setting 65-win Boston Bruins, but they came back from a 3-1 series deficit to do it, and tied Game 7 in the final minute to win it in overtime.
They get it back to Montour again. He's under pressure. Puts it behind the net. Here's Kachuk. Verhaeghe. Back to Barkov. Long shot block. Montour scores! Brandon Montour with 59.3 seconds remaining.
Montour, who had the penalty that gave the Bruins life, redeems himself here with his second on the short side, the very spot he's been scoring throughout the series to tie this game up. They're happy. The crowd is shocked.
Oh, the Leafs hadn't won a playoff series in 19 years before this year. Yeah, the Bruins had a big hand in that. The Panthers had a lead in this game. They were leading this game quite comfortably, actually, and the Bruins stormed back to not just tie it, but also take the lead in the third period. And I'm just watching like, yeah, I know that feel. I get that. I've been there. I thought the Panthers were cooked, overcooked even. Throw the whole thing out and start again. And they gave the Bruins indigestion. Reference to an old Berenstein Bears VHS from many years ago. It's about hockey. I couldn't believe it either. But might as well show the OT winner because it makes me laugh. Not because I think it's funny that the Bruins lost, but watch Carter Verhaeghe. I'm just gonna scooch in here. I'm just gonna sneak by you there.
In there with Bennett, who was taken down. Puck still loose at the side of the goal. Bennett gets it. Here's Verhaeghe shooting. He scores! Carter Verhaeghe! 8:35 into overtime. The Panthers have done it. They've stunned the Boston Bruins. The referees want to have a look at it because it went in so high and came out so fast. But the Panthers are pretty sure they've done it and knocked off the Bruins in overtime in Game 7.
Kachuk again behind the net with Bennett, winning battles. They win the battle, gets it to Verhaeghe, and Swayman down and a perfect shot up over the shoulder with guess who?
That might be the least anyone has had to work for a Game 7 OT winner ever. Carter Verhaeghe just calmly steps in, surveys the scene, played a couple rounds of Wordle. There's an E. There's 2 E's in this one. Oh, I should have this in like 3 or less. Received the puck, sniped it past Jeremy Swayman, and the Florida Panthers do the unthinkable unless you're one of the 5 or 6 people in the world who have all reached out to me since this series who bet on them. Heading into this series, I don't know how you could have bet on the Florida Panthers, and now they're a difficult team to bet against. What a comeback. That's a hat pick. Speaking of unexpected series outcomes, the Seattle Kraken knock off the reigning Stanley Cup champions.
Up to 10 seconds. Here's Lehkonen. Sends in deep. 5 seconds remaining. Nathan McKinnon. Hit to the boards by Tanev. Centering pass blocked off. The Kraken win Game 7. They knock off the defending Stanley Cup champs.
It's almost like the Seattle Kraken are the Vegas Golden Knights with a 1-year delay. Like they went through the expansion draft and everything, and they weren't amazing right away, which is a standard the Vegas Golden Knights set, and frankly, it's not realistic. Part of what was so cool about what the Vegas Golden Knights did is they weren't supposed to do it. Meanwhile, the Kraken get out there and they don't go to the Stanley Cup final right away, and we're like, they're stupid and dumb and bad. Look at this guy, you could have had that guy. You're stupid, dumb, and bad. And now here they are knocking off the Colorado Avalanche, the still reigning Stanley Cup champions. Now you can point to the Avalanche not having Nichushkin or Landeskog was a huge one. They don't delay the game so that you get all your healthy players back. Nobody did that when Jared McCann went down with injury either. Seattle Kraken earned this fair and square. That's a hat pick. Now, for our next hat pick, we know the Boston Bruins are out already, but they did not go down without a fight. David Pastrnak between the legs in Game 6. This was an elimination game, and he did this.
McAvoy starts up. Drop pass to Pastrnak. Marchand carries it on the left side. Still has the puck, drops it back to the blue line to Charlie McAvoy. Being watched by Eric Stahl. Here's Marchand. Down low, Pastrnak scores! What a goal! Oh my goodness! Spun his way onto the forehand and put it short side to tie the game at 2.
A bit ahead of this play. Look at this pass by Marchand and Pastrnak back through the skates, and poor Sergei Bobrovsky, no idea. See, look at him, look at Pastrnak. He thought he was going to go the other side.
World-class goal.
Oh, man. Through the legs, right up over the...
Dude, even attempting a between-the-legs move in an elimination Stanley Cup playoff game used to be a one-way ticket to the second-tier German league. Now players pull it off with ease. It's downright practical, and it helped the Bruins well, I was about to say win this game. They didn't. But it helped them get back into it, gosh darn it. What a goal. That's a hat pick. For our next hat pick, speaking of writing off the Seattle Kraken too early, part of it was last year Philip Grubauer, who was coming off a Vezina nomination with the Colorado Avalanche, was frankly unusable. Like, he was that bad. He's had quite the resurgence of late, and he was a key factor for the Kraken in this series. This was one of his best saves.
Fourth power play for Colorado. Makar backdoor. Oh! Grubauer! A remarkable save for JT Compher. And then the right leg of Philip Grubauer. Oh my. It doesn't get any better than that.
Every time I see a goalie do that, I wonder how their groin doesn't explode. Oh, it's because I'm not them. What a save. That's a hat pick. For our next hat pick, the Carolina Hurricanes advance because Paul Stastny scores from an impossible angle.
Islanders won their first Stanley Cup on an overtime goal from Bobby Nystrom, 1980. Tough angle shot, score! Stastny!
Makes a mistake, has that puck go off his stick, step on the veteran, manages to keep it in the zone, and Stastny just fires it at the net. And Sorokin, for one of the few times this season, can't come up with the save when he should have.
Paul Stastny, the son of the Hall of Famer Peter Stastny, with the series winner, his third goal of the series, without key forwards. The fourth line for Carolina comes through.
And he made the decision with that puck.
It's a good shot, and it's a great job to cut off the pass and hold it at the blue line. This one might end up in Dangits on Thursday as well. We haven't decided, but, you know, still, what a series-clinching snipe from the acquired Paul Stastny, an acquired taste. That's a hat pick. For our next hat pick, imagine you're out shooting your opponent 4-0. It's obviously early in the game, but that's good, right? You have 4 shots, they have none. Now imagine this from Rope Hintz is the first shot you face.
Favor as the Wild come back in. Suter cleans it up and gets it away to Joel Hanley. Now Sagan in with speed. It's Hintz, gets around and scores! What a goal by Rope Hintz! And Dallas with a 1-0 lead here in Game 6.
Worst time, and at the other end of the ice, it's the hottest player in the playoffs coming right off the bench. Little interchange with Sagan. Full flight through the middle. Great play on Klingberg, and it's a one-time shot.
Well, they do say the French are known for their cooking. He's from France. You see, he's from France. Despicable move before absolutely sniping it on Philip Gustafsson. Rope Hintz leading the NHL in scoring after 1 round. The dude is possessed. He's possessed, and he's one of the most underrated players in the league. That's a hat pick. For our next hat pick, I guess the Dallas Stars are just where all the underrated players go. Well, that and to the Seattle Kraken, so you might want to tune into that series if you want to find out what all the fuss is about. But one of the best rookies in the NHL this season was Wyatt Johnston, and here he is scoring his first career Stanley Cup playoff goal off a nice setup from Evgeny Dadonov.
Dadonov takes it, curls behind the net, Johnston scores! Wyatt Johnston! His first career Stanley Cup playoff goal, and the Stars have doubled their lead.
Well, the kid's bullet shot, I mean a sizzler. Searing, quick shot, but all that work. What a whirling dervish Dadonov was. And he's the architect of all of this. Hustles in, wins it off the boards, controls it as he pirouettes, and some way, somehow, understands that 19-year-old Wyatt Johnston is coming straight down the esophagus of the Wild's throat. And
man, I love what Dallas did at the deadline, man. They're just a good team. Max Domi, that makes sense. That fits. Dadonov for pennies on the dollar. That makes sense. That fits. Wyatt snipes it. That's a hat pick. For our next hat pick, Mark Stone does his best Joker impression and says, "Want to see a magic trick?" I didn't say mine would be good. Show the clip.
Slowed down on the glass by Hellebuck. Sandberg let it go for Dubois. Pietrangelo got it away. Stone tipped it in the air, knocked it down. Scores! Mark Stone!
Back
back-to-back periods where they score in the first minute. Hellebuck can't stop it. This hard around by DeMello doesn't get out. It's very similar to what happened in the first period. You can't just bail out throwing pucks around when the pinch is on. And right there, it's Mark Stone who comes up almost into the same location, knocks it out of the air. Sandberg doesn't know where it is.
I love it. Boop, with the stick that really ought to be illegal. Have you ever seen Mark Stone's stick? The butt of his stick must weigh 50 pounds. I don't know how he plays with it. I don't know how he's so successful with it, but he's still able to pull off moves like that. That's a player, man. That's a gamer. That's a hat pick. Staying with this series, our next hat pick features what has been a theme around the NHL, dudes who used to be backups. Laurent Brossoit with the save.
Kyle Connor checks up, got it over to Dylan. Dylan shoots, cut down by Brossoit, rebound, oh, a great save made by Brossoit, denying Adam Lowry. As Connor does a nice job of stopping up and finding Dylan coming late, the save by Brossoit takes him out of the net a little bit, but he does a great job of recovering as Lowry gets to a loose puck, and there hasn't been many morsels of loose pucks hanging around the blue paint, but they get this one.
Now, I'm sure some of you goalie diehards are going to be like, he was just a little out of position. Ah, yeah, but those are the best ones. I love when a goalie's out of position. That means either a goal's coming or he's going to make a ridiculous save, and we can feature either of them on hat picks. Or dang it. This one, from the effort he made, Laurent Brossoit, that's a hat pick. For our next hat pick, not only is this for dudes who used to be backups, it's dudes who used to be third stringers. And by used to be, I mean like a month ago? Less? Here's Akira Schmid making one of the many amazing saves that he made against the Rangers in the first round.
2-0 Devils. Lafreniere can't do anything with it. Mikkola towards the front of that. Rebound stop. Kakko got a piece, and it's stopped by Schmid. And the crowd roars.
Panarin in the first period. Here he takes this one out of the air as Kakko bumps this puck and is now floating across the front of the net. We'll get a great view here as Kakko hits it out of the air, and Schmid with the glove save, diving across to his left to take this one right off the goal line.
How? Dude, Akira Schmid was a 5th round pick from 2018. He turns 23 in less than 2 weeks. He's still only 22. Last season, he played when he was only 21. He played way too young in the NHL, but the Devils needed a goalie. Now, here's the problem. He got lit on actual fire. He played 6 games for the Devils last season, had an .833 save percentage. This year, in 18 games with the Devils, he had a .922. What? Yeah, but these are the Stanley Cup playoffs. This is a different beast. Let's see how he does there. In 5 games, a record of 4-1 with a .951 save percentage. Forget getting the job done. If the Devils go all the way, this dude's winning the Conn Smythe. That's a hat pick. For our next hat pick, well, maybe I shouldn't go handing out the Conn Smythe that early because Jack Hughes exists.
Now Hedl back to the point. Down low for a tip by Lafreniere. And then the puck was free. Now the other way, it's Hughes with a breakaway. Jack Hughes scores! A big save at one end leads to a breakaway at the other. And New Jersey leads 1-0.
Forehand, the puck bounces by Adam Fox, and Hughes is out to the races. He goes straight at the goalie and drives him back into the crease. It looks right here he's going to the backhand, but that agility by Hughes allows him to pull back to the forehand. Now the Devils superstar in this series.
I gotta tell you, man, Akira Schmid is a great story, but Jack Hughes and that group of young, exciting players in New Jersey, they made guys like me look like total idiots. I did not think they had what it took to get through the Rangers. I liked the playoff savvy of the Rangers. They made great acquisitions. They were up 2-0 after outscoring the Devils 10-2. And then, what happened? Jack Hughes and the New Jersey Devils proved they were made of tougher stuff. That's a hat pick. Speaking of tougher stuff, here's Zach Hyman scoring a goal with his face.
To Bouchard, decides not to shoot. McDavid takes it from Draisaitl. Bouchard, here's a one-timer, and they score!
in the regular season taken away on reviews. Look at this. Off the side, finds its way in the back of the net. And he comes down the celebration line first, which is a great sign. It's almost a grazing blow. But boy, oh boy, the blast from Bouchard doesn't get all of it. You can see it kind of gets underneath it a little bit, goes up high.
Honestly, this should maybe be a dang it, but we're going to put it in hat picks for pure bravery. Zach Hyman scoring a goal with his face is the most Zach Hyman thing I've ever heard. I believe it. I've watched him play for quite some time, actually. It seems like the sort of thing he'd be willing to do. And look at that. He got the goal and the series win. Zach Hyman, baby. That's a hat pick. Last but not least, oh, you thought we were done with the Leafs, didn't you? Huh? You thought you were done. The Leafs, in a game where they had to overcome a 4-1 deficit, also got this little break. Rookie Matthew Knies, such a rookie that he's going to be... I dropped my phone. Matthew Knies is such a rookie that he's going to be a rookie next year. But here he is clearing the puck off the line.
For Killorn in the opening period. Chance here. Hedman working in. Hedman off the shoulder of Samsonov. Shoots it front. And it didn't go in. Red light flash. But it's waved off. And somehow Samsonov able to come up with it.
Good job of Samsonov. He's got some traffic in front. There's Brody sliding around. He hit the shoulder of Samsonov. And oh boy, Matthew Knies. He saves the goal here. He's got Cirelli in front. It's just a quick stick at the last second. Keeps that one out. Good positioning by the official as everybody on the doorstep. That thing's rolling in the back of the net. That would have been Cirelli's goal. Instead, Knies keeps it a one-goal game.
It's the little things, man. It's a game of inches, and because it's so Canadian, it's actually a game of centimeters and millimeters. The metric system. What a play on the line, though. Matthew Knies, welcome to the league, kid. That's a hat pick. So, what'd you think of this week's edition of Steve's Hat Picks? Let me know in the comment box down below, but for now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. We're going to be streaming the second round Leafs Panthers right here on the Sportsnet YouTube channel. Don't miss it.